All right, everyone, and welcome to week 6. You are almost there. I know it's a lot of work. I know the head was a lot of work last week, but it's necessary to become a game artist. Characters are very important, the hardest thing to do, pretty much, with robots, maybe, and so you need to really understand how they work. Well, now you're done. You model your characters now. Now, there's only two things to do. Well, actually, there's one thing to do, but it requires two steps. The one thing to do is basically texture your character, and that would be next week. Okay, but before you can texture it, you gotta prepare it, and it's called UV unwrapping, UV mapping. It's basically going from a 3D world into a 2D world, so you can actually texture it in Photoshop. Now, if you look right here, I'll show you right there a very simple concept of it. Let me bring it here, right there. Right here, I went from a head in 3D, okay, you guys, that I've unwrapped using the same tool that you guys have used before into that flat surfaces with the eyes right here, the ears, nose, the mouth, side, the top, and here right here, the chin basically. So you basically unwrap it like that using a spherical, and you can definitely use a spherical this time. See, that's why I'm doing that little video extra on top of everything, is that this time you can use more than one planner. I'm going to let you guys use 3 type of unwrapping. You have the right to use spherical, and that would be for the head. You just select your head, and let me show you right now actually. Let's see my ass. So let me make, let's say we have a head right here, okay? And we want to unwrap it. So we simply going to the Create UV, spherical mapping, and we click on that right there. Now what's important to see is that if you look at it closely, you have a couple gizmo. Let me open the window UV texture editor so you can see your texture right here. And as you can see right there, move that away. There is a couple gizmo that can be grabbed, like this one right here. That will make the scaling. And if you go all around, it will scale it to 0, 1. Now you also have other gizmo that lets you rotate your mesh. I mean your UV map. And if you look at it, you see how it's changing right, and I did pretty good at one point right there. This is as close as it gets. It's pretty good right there. What it means is that one of the UVs, that one right here, is in reality needed on the other side. Alright, very often that's what happened right here. Or you can just put it right there actually also. That works too. Actually, that one was more like it right here. Okay, so that's the spherical one. It's pretty simple. Remember that your UV map, everything in your UV map needs to be scaled down. Alright, so you can put everything in 1/4, and it's one texture per character. Alright, so the complete texture of your character next week will be on 1. So every part needs to be extracted in that 0 to 1. Alright, without overlapping. Okay, so that's for the spherical unwrapping. Now the planar unwrapping, you know it. And I have obviously all those have lectures. You'll look into the actual class, and you will see lecture. There's an actual lecture, also a hard lecture for the UV. So that shows you the UV mapping, and that shows you also how to texture it. All right, for next week. All right, you guys. That's next week class though. The unwrapping is just right here for today. Okay. So now let's say you have arms. Okay, also, and everything is in the lecture, but I want to show you and discuss it like that. So let's say that's your arm right here. Okay, usually you would do a planer and cut it in half and extract it. So that would be something like that. You would go in and you say create UVs, take a planer, whatever planer you want, and then you would select an edge like this one. Alright, right there, and you would go in the UV texture editor right here, and you would cut it, whoosh, like that. And as soon as you cut it, you would select all your UVs right here, you select the little gizmo right there, smooth UV tool, and you select the unfold. All right, and that would unfold it properly the way we like it. All right. Sometimes you have to scale it up to make it unfold better. And that's Maya. I think it's because some of the calculations are a little hard in small numbers for Maya. Okay, but I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me on that one. Okay, so that's definitely the planner. Now, the planner works really only if you actually simply done your mesh very well and there's no non-manifold. Okay, if that doesn't work, that means you have problem. Right click on your mesh, go to vertex face, and try to see where's your problem. Fix it. If that doesn't work, still go to the mesh right here and go to the optimize and the cleanup. And in the cleanup window, go at the bottom and select normal and geometry, non-manifold geometry, and clean it up. All right, and try again, and that should work. If that doesn't work, you have a more major problem, a bigger problem, and it's too late to fix it right now. So you are going to use another type of UVs. You're going to go create UV, and you're going to go cylindrical mapping right here. And similar to the spherical, you have the same gizmo that close it up, so it fits 0 to 1, and you also have the rotation, so you can get to a point to where it looks more what you want, like right here for example. And then you do what I just did as usual, select that UVs and move it maybe in position. Well, we can put it right there, it's just one UV, that's pretty good. Okay, and we want to make sure everything is scaled down, so every arms would be just right here. All right. Now make sure that on your mesh you right click, assign a new shader. I'll put a blend for now, and that in your blend shader, go to the shader, you put in the color option the shaker. You click on 6 obviously. All right, and you are gonna change its size. We want to see how it fits. So, but it's too the shakers are too small, and we use checkers because they're square. All right, so it's easy to deal with, to recognize them. So, but they're too small. So, when you go in the window, we are going to go into sorry, rendering, hypershade, right here, and we are going to select the blend we just created, the little 2 arrow right there, and that opens our shader in the middle right here. We're going to double click on the first node, place 2D texture, and change the repeat UV to 24 in its option right here. So like that, we'll have more repetition, as we can see already right there, and that gives us a better idea of how our mesh looks like. And as you can see, it doesn't look too bad, but the top doesn't look good at all. Alright, when you do that, obviously this is another type of projection, so the top doesn't look good at all because it's the wrong way. We would have to project it manually. Alright, select two. We would have to project it manually like that planner from the top. And we do go into options and we say it's Y, and we apply that. And you see now it will be much better. We can scale it and so forth. It will be much better. Let me scale it right here. And I'll scale it in my UVs until that fits the size of what I have. Okay, now you won't have that problem with your arms and legs because that's the technique you should use, because there's no top. You see it stop right here, you will have no top or bottom. Okay, so that's an easy shot. Okay, so you do that for the actual arms, legs, and the head. You do a spherical, and for the body, for the character body, you need to do a planner. You definitely need to do a planner and cut it on the side, as explained in the other videos, and unwrap it just like I did with the first arm. Okay. Now the hands are a little trickier. You just select top and bottom, and that's it. Okay. You'll see it in the video. You just select the top of the hand, do a planner, and then select the bottom of the hand and do a planner. All right, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. Watch your seam. Make sure the scale is properly set up and everything is in 0 to 1. No overlapping. Unwrap everything. Don't hesitate to ask questions.